Hi, everybody. This is Allie, and thank you for listening to I've Never Told Anyone This But and by Soft Serve Studios. And today I'm really excited to welcome my friend B to the show. Yay!
Hey, hello everybody.
So we talked a little bit, we caught up, but
My day's gone pretty good. It's nice and cold this Bay Area summer morning or out evening. Yeah, I just got some new tattoos that I'm excited about. Yeah, things are going pretty good for me.
okay, we love it. Yes. Okay, so have you had tattoos before?
Yes, these are
Okay.
my fifth and sixth tattoos.
I've never gotten one. I have only made Pinterest boards about getting them.
Uh-huh.
I live in a marine town, so there's a tattoo parlor on every block. I know
Right.
it sounds like very like these, but like it is like that.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to get a little anchor or whatever. Well, that's cool. That's exciting. Um,
Yeah.
And also, I can't put the words nice and cold together in my mind, but I'm glad the weather suits you up there.
Yeah, I think we're just kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum. Like I had to leave SoCal because it's too hot down there, and you had to leave the Bay Area because it's too cold up here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for those of you listening, B and I were hallmates, but like roommates, dorm mates in college. And so that's where we met. Not
Mhm.
obviously, that's where we met. And we've known each other all this time. That was over 10 years ago. It's gotta be
Yeah,
at this point.
2012 would have been, yeah, it was like spring 2012.
Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so glad we've kept in contact this whole time. And
Yeah, same.
yeah, yeah. Life has changed a lot, which we were saying. I think that I'm glad that I went there. Am. But it was really hard to talk about it in a positive way after graduating because it was
Hmm.
difficult. It was
Oh yeah.
not party time, even though I tried my best to party time.
Yeah.
It was really difficult. But you know what I realize is that the way I talk about my school, our school,
Mm-hmm.
says a lot about me as I'm talking about it because I went there.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
this that flipped it in my brain. I was like, oh yeah, everyone that goes there is the smartest cookie, like, and so
Yeah.
nice and so great. So what do people like? What's their reaction when you say you went to the
Yeah, I get it depends. Like around here, like because I'm still pretty local, like people are like, "Oh, that's a good school." But like in my hometown, people are like, the only schools that existed in my hometown's like mind were like UCLA and USC. So people hadn't really heard of our school. So, but yeah, these days it's just like if it comes up, I get to do a little hair toss and be like, "Yeah, I went there."
yeah, because you did. You really did that.
Yeah.
And even though if no for no matter what, you graduated, no
Yes.
matter what.
No
So,
matter what,
yeah,
we did it.
you got that degree.
Yeah.
I also didn't want to get my degree physically because I was like, I'm not paying them another cent. I'm not giving them the $45. I just took a sip of
Yep.
water. I was like, they're not taking it. Like,
Yeah.
if I could have downloaded the PDF, I would.
Yeah. Just like print it out yourself.
School is
Uh,
not cheap. Not to get political, but like they be charging.
yeah, they really do.
Well, what else? What else?
Yeah.
What else?
I mean, it's kind of only gotten worse since we finished.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Real. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what is going to happen with that, but I used to say the bubble's gonna pop. The bubble hasn't popped. It's just bubbling.
And it's just
So,
bubbling. I think we're
yeah.
getting there. I think it's coming sooner or later. It has to.
Yeah. There's a new
Yeah.
world coming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have to be so optimistic. Like sometimes Delulu is the Solulu.
I love that.
Think the girlies
Yeah.
on Threads of all
Yeah.
places.
Huh. I've been resistant. I haven't gotten on threads yet, but that might have won me. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about like optimism and, just like getting through these unprecedented times that we keep living through. Um, because, like, as there's a lot going on in the US, around the world, um, like, my life is going pretty great, actually. So it's like, dang, that sucks. The world's on fire, but like, I'm having a good day. And, like, I want change and to fix the world and to, make things better. I'm looking forward to the new world as much as the next girly, but at the same time, like, it's not productive to feel guilty about like being happy, And it's important
Yeah,
to be able to hold on to that like radical optimism. Because if you're just like, well, it's hopeless, then like, why would you try,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's just going to bring about the hopeless. It just brings it
Mm-hmm.
closer.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I can't
Yeah,
give up.
yeah. We set out to make some changes. Yeah. And yeah, these unprecedented times, I think it like the way you said it too, it's like we just keep living through them. They just keep
Yep.
being unprecedented. Yeah.
I'm a little tired of living through unprecedented times, but
Hmm.
I'm not tired of living yet, so.
Period.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I have struggled with that, the being tired of living thing. But
Yeah.
like you said, sometimes it can be guilt. It can be like taking on maybe the narrative of like the doom and gloom and everything, and then feeling like, "Oh, I'm not doing enough," or like I'm never gonna be able to see it better, and like I should just give up now. But it's so beyond. And I think that the news is fake. I don't think that it's like some
Mm.
people are putting out fake news. I think the news is fake. I just think it's fake. It's
Hmm.
always exaggerated, and I mean
Oh yeah.
always, always.
Yeah.
So, and I already like I have a very small circle of people I trust. So some stranger on TV and like, who are you? And why should I
Yeah.
trust you?
That's a great point. Yeah. And like that's something that like I'll try to tell my family about like, it's not I mean, some things are getting worse, right? But like your neighborhood is probably not getting like the crime rates are probably not going up, right? Like the news is a business and they want more eyes and what gets eyes is big dramatic stories about how everything's horrible. But that's not the entirety of the news, Every day people are doing good stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I hear you on the just everything. It's like the negativity bias, but like sold to people.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some real issues that have come up in just like 20 blocks of me, community level. Like
Mm-hmm.
real stuff that's like, okay, that's like a part of a national conversation. I'm literally seeing it happening and I'm not seeing it reported. Like
Mm.
too. So I'm like, what are they saying that's not, like it, I don't know. I feel like we got us type deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's that on that. What do you do to keep that perspective? Like I think I journal. I never am not writing
Mm.
and a lot of it ends up being garbage, but it's that one like halfway down the page and then I read it 2 days later, I'm like, oh, I really hit gold there, So it's like a good practice. Glad I did it every time.
Yeah, absolutely. My biggest thing has been like community. I have been living in spaces with like 5 to 10-ish housemates for the last 5 years or so. And like through that, I've just made some really deep connections. And like, I think it's really easy to be isolated these days. And I'm like incredibly grateful that I have just a lot of people in my corner, and vice versa. Like, I have my family back home. I have friends here. I have my partner. I have lots of internet friends. And like that sort of keeps my head from spinning too much,
Totally.
Yeah, that and yeah, like also creative outlets, like I make music, I'm in a band, I play guitar and I I haven't journaled in a while, but I did recently fill up a journal. So I'm onto a new one, but it's kind of the like blank page, first page syndrome, like I haven't I'm just like, oh well, it has to be worthwhile, but yeah, there's lots of self-care, self and community care. Yeah.
Totally. That's such a blessing. I know like a lot of people that listen to podcasts, shout out, like but don't have a friend or a community and like I've so been there and like I'm so happy that you have that and that you've like and that you've cultivated that. Like it is a practice, it is an exercise in like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
pouring into them and they pour into you and everything like that. So,
Yeah, yeah, I'm really grateful for it. And it is like it's something that like I'm really grateful that I have that skill. I'm not entirely sure where it came from, but I'm glad I have it.
right. Um, you do. You have that gift. You're just from the moment I met you, I was like, we're halfway through a conversation. We're paragraphs deep. I'm getting to know this person, and it's been how long since hello, nice to meet you, And so always just been easy
Yeah.
to talk to. And then past that, it's a really welcoming vibe.
Mm,
Like you don't gatekeep. You're sharing your music with the world. You're out here teaching the next generation and like that's another gift of yours. A
hmm.
musical talent. The creativity is strong with this one. Like, yes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I honestly like I credit a lot of my um like personable, like my people skills. Like I get a lot of that from my mom. She is like just one of the most like warm and kind and welcoming people. And really, modeled that for me growing up. And yeah, I guess I just took it and ran with it. And I'm glad, yeah, that I learned those skills early on.
Right on. No, no,
Mm.
no offense to the people that raised me, but I think that I wasn't there that day. Like, I genuinely have had to like clench my teeth and like put my hands into fists and go like to the person next to me in the elevator, like, how is your day going? Me too. The weather. And like, it's always, and it's not that I didn't care, I just had different questions and I didn't understand that like people have expectations.
I really don't think you're alone on that, though. I think my upbringing was unconventional in a lot of ways. Like my house was always sort of the hub of things. Like we would have very frequent, like just little kickback parties and just a lot of people coming through. Like mostly just like friends of friends or friends of family friends or friends of family. And like that's one thing that like I just noticed is like no matter who came, as long as they were being cool, then like my family welcomed them with open arms. And I think yeah, a lot of people it's just like, you grow up in your nuclear family and you maybe have your group of friends at school, but like how often do you see your parents interacting with people that they don't already know? I think it's like super not common for a lot of people.
Right. Right. They have their friends too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So those are the people they hang out with or their siblings. And yeah, that's so real. I never thought about it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Another little thing from the girlies on threads, it's like be kind to your parents because this is their first time living life too.
Mm.
It's their first time. They're a
Yeah.
baby. So,
Yeah. That's wow. That's really sweet and like really deep.
dude, yeah, sad girl posting is my favorite sport. Yes. Because like we were saying earlier, it can get heavy.
Yep.
And so it's just keeping it light, but also real. Real and it's real in its way. Huh.
Yeah.
Are you oh okay. What's on your For You page? Because we all have different algorithms.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you know what, let me check. Let's see what we got here. Um my My friends are always sending me TikToks. I'm not super active these days. Ooh, yapping about my childhood fandoms. Okay. Let's see what else. A musician, a Carl's Jr. ad.
Yes.
Yeah, I get a lot of like, to be perfectly honest, I get a lot of thirst traps. Just like alt girls on the timeline, and I'm not mad about it. I also get a lot of like, I get a fair amount of like political content, mostly like people talking about like their like progressive politics. I get a lot of those like debate me streams, and I try not to stick around to those because I feel like I don't know if anything good ever really comes out of them, like people come in with their preconceived notions. Like nobody's changing anybody's mind. It's just a place to go if you need to raise your blood pressure, honestly.
Hmm. Oh, you're
um,
right. I hadn't thought about it that way. No, that's not
yeah,
happening on that
yeah,
channel.
yeah. No, like especially if you like the way they frame it, right? It'll be like some like very like controversial statement. And it'll be like, "Prove me wrong." It's like, well, you're not open to change, right? I actually was inspired to make content that was like kind of the opposite of that. So I've made a couple TikToks that are just like, no stupid questions, like whoever you are, whatever your beliefs are, like I want to talk about it, Like I'm not here to lecture people. I'm here to like, give my thoughts and opinions, and like part of the reason for that is like I think that is the best way to deal with like the ignorance and bigotry we have going on. For the audience, I don't know if it's come up in conversation yet, but I am trans. And my experience has been like most people have never met a trans person, let alone like have one in their family or a friend that's like comfortably out. I'm sure lots of people have trans people in lives, they just don't know it.
Mm.
And that's a topic for another time. But like it's really easy to have these like ideas about a group of people when you've never met one. And um since coming out, like I think I have been a lot of people's first, and I'm kind of okay with that. It's a little tricky sometimes, and as time goes on, more and more people have felt empowered to come out, and so I'm like not people's first anymore. I'm always stoked when I'm not someone's first trans person. But that's kind of the energy that I'm putting out, right? Like it's hard to hate someone you know. So and I love being the center of attention. I love yapping. So I'm like, I know a lot of the other trans girlies have lots of social anxiety. I have a lot of anxiety, but social anxiety is not one of them.
What other kinds of anxiety are there? I have all the social anxiety. What? I don't want to have anxiety about anxiety. No. I don't
Yeah,
really want to answer to
yeah,
this question.
yeah. No, like the anxiety is, yeah, like a lot of my anxiety is like medical anxiety. Like I could never watch like House or like medical
Mhm.
dramas because it'll be like, oh, like do I have this rare like fungus from the Amazon even though I've never been there, You're like, do I have this super rare cancer that like only exists in medical books, or I mean,
Right.
you know. So I can't really that's one of the anxieties I have.
Okay, I hear that. I hear that. WebMD, Doctor Google.
Dr. Google.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I think I'm tough, but I can't do certain types of scary.
Mm.
Not happening. Not happening. But I was
Oh.
Megan for Halloween,
Oh, nice,
famously.
nice.
Just kidding. But I was Megan at like all the parties, and I got different outfits for each party. Like I was really
Cool.
Megan. Because I was
Uh-huh.
like, I don't know, I was just like, this is the one scary movie I can watch, okay? Like, I'm doing it. I was like, I've never been something scary for Halloween. I've always been a pretty princess.
Mm.
So it was really cool to have that like creepy, scary experience for the holiday.
So what kind of scary can you do and what kind of scary can you not do?
I can do scary dolls. We learned
Okay.
this.
Uh-huh.
Yes, like even I think Toy Story is a little bit scary, just because it's
Yeah,
like
I could see that.
are my toys doing that when I'm not in the room? Like, and they're not telling me. That's the anxiety I had. They're talking about me behind my back when I leave the room. They're like, Andy, Andy, Andy. uh, cannot do gore is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If it comes up, it comes up, but I don't know. It's like if it really happens in real life, I was a full-blown beach lifeguard. Like I've seen all of the blood,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
in a movie, I'm like, why are we doing that? Now I'm
Yeah.
scared. Haunted houses is fun.
Mm.
You get
Uh-huh.
actually scared and you pay for it. So you signed up. You literally signed up for this.
Yeah.
It's basically spooky season, right? Because 4th of July is gone and done.
That's true. That's true. It's officially Halloween.
Yeah.
I have grown to love scary movies. Like as a kid, I was a big chicken, and yeah, lately, like in the last maybe like 10-ish years, I've started like slowly going through like the classics, you know? Like, oh, I watched the Exorcist, the original with a friend. I watched oh, what's it? Hereditary. I don't know if you
Yeah,
know about that one.
I do
Yeah.
know that one. That one was scary.
It was really scary. Yeah, and I found some good ones. And like yeah, it's just really interesting to me. Like I used to like man. So when I was little, I have older cousins. I don't have any older siblings, but they were kind of like siblings because I was always around. And, I was the little one. They liked to pick on me. And one time they had this like tape that was like spooky sounds from McDonald's or something. And it's something that you would play like in a haunted house, right?
Okay.
But they played it and they like locked me in the room with it. And I was like so scared. But it's
Nope.
literally just sounds, like it wasn't even like night. It was like fully the afternoon. And I was like so scared. But now, I love that kind of thing. Yeah, I like one of my favorite genres is like horror comedy. So like Shaun of the Dead is probably the most like popular common one. Anything that has like a dark humor to it almost. Another one that I really like. Oh, there's one that I watched recently. It's like an independent movie. It's called Psycho Gorman. Um and the premise is right. There's like two siblings, and they're like playing a game in their backyard, and they happen upon like an ancient alien spaceship, and it has like this like cosmically powerful bad guy that like just eats galaxies for breakfast, right? But like the little girl like picks up something that's like really important to him, and so like he has to do whatever she says, and like he'll say horrible things like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," but like he can't do anything, and she just like walks around with him like a pet, and it's pretty great.
We know who's got the reins here.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, but if you ever want some spooky movie recommendations, I would be happy to try and find some that you might like.
I'll ask you before I ask ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you were saying that your job involves maybe recommending music too, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a lot of like, putting my music degree to work and being like, oh, this song is in this key and it's about, like the lyrics are saying this and it's this genre. So, like, if you like this artist, you might like this one, stuff like that. And it's great. It's honestly like something that I learned about myself in the last few years is that I've been living with like severe ADHD my whole life. I had no idea, right? But man, I already lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Wow. Case in point. Oh, yes, yes,
Is
yes, yes, yes.
is
Yeah, my job. So, yeah, my job is like quota based. So, as long as I get like the amount of work done, it doesn't really matter that much like when I get it done. And that's been really good for ADHD brain because, like telling, like, the best way to make me not do something is to tell me to do it. And like, I'm really bad at sitting still for any amount of time. So, having that flexibility to be like, meh, Tuesday afternoon's not working for me. Like, I'll finish it tomorrow or something.
yeah.
Yeah. And then on the flip side, right, like sometimes it'll just be like hyper focus mode and then I do like my entire week's work in like an afternoon,
Yes.
So
Yes.
double-edged sword.
Right. And then it's like Burnout City, but it got done, didn't
Mm-hmm.
it?
Yeah.
That quota got filled. I'm
Uh,
in a self-paced Salesforce class, and I
okay.
told my accessibility lady I do the same thing. I was like, I'm ahead of schedule, but I feel like I'm behind because I don't do my work for 3 weeks at a time. And then I
Mm,
do all of my work, and then I can't
yeah.
do it again until next month. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's a little bit of exaggeration, but not far. Not
Yeah.
far.
Yeah. No, I'm
You
right there
go
with
into a
you.
fugue state, do you not?
You really do. Yeah. It's like the flow state, but like cranked up to the max.
Hmm.
Like if I get going on something, like I will forget to eat, I will forget to go to the bathroom, and then like once I finally like snap out of it, I'm like, wow, my bladder is so full and I'm starving.
Starving. Yeah. How long have I been like this?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. And be like, 5 hours? Where did the time go? I just sat down.
I just said, yeah. Well, that's what made binging so successful. The binge watching.
Yeah,
Um, you know, and then they started doing limited series where you could watch a whole season in one day. They
yeah,
really got us. Yeah.
yeah.
A good solid 5 hours. Most bingeable show of Netflix early days. Probably for me, was it Ozark? Did that come out that long ago?
Oh, well, I don't know when that came out.
Ozark was such a like slow, wild. They were crazy for that. The kind of stuff they had
Mm,
those people doing, but it was so like all of the temperature was taken out of the film. It was like blues and just like,
mm,
oh, this is fine, but then you like episodes and episodes and episodes and anyways, that's what got me. That's what had
mm.
me glued to the chair. Ozark.
Yeah. When Breaking Bad came to Netflix, like I had never seen it. It actually took me a couple tries because like the first couple episodes are hard to watch. It's like it's rough. But once I finally got into it, like it was like maybe my second or third year in college, and I would measure my time in episodes of Breaking Bad, and it'd be like, oh, it's like an episode and a half before I have to leave for class. Like, here we go.
Yeah, Breaking Bad was life.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
luckily, we didn't have to be in class until 10 minutes after the bell, even
Yes.
as adults.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
That does not fly in the workplace. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I like time is fake. Who cares?
Clocks are fake. They're
Yeah.
fakos.
Yeah. Just like it's so arbitrary, you know? Like humans decided what time is.
Mhm.
Like our ancestors just did stuff when the time was right, you know? Like sun's out. Okay, cool. Let's go, tend to some cows or plant some corn or whatever. And then when the day was done, you get to chill out and spend time with your fam. Try not to get eaten by like a saber-toothed tiger or something. But now we got clocks and HR.
Arguably worse than saber-toothed tiger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at least the saber-toothed tiger would like get it over with quick.
But I went to Pride yesterday. I got this wristband.
That's it.
It was so good. I was volunteering for a recovery app. So I was in Recovery Village. There
Nice.
was all kinds of meetings and sober fun, good clean fun. And it was a really good space. Like they had a sensory tent over by the entrance for people that were getting overstimulated. And I felt like it
Mm-hmm.
was another type of place like that, where it's not like there's not like that peer pressure and everything. People could just hang out, have a snack, win some prizes, play some games.
Uh,
But I was at the glittering tent. So we were like glittering the shoulders, the collarbones, the cheekbones, and just we had like, I swear, a dozen different colors of glitter. So definitely probably the best time. I would submit that the glittering tent was the best tent to be at all day.
I mean, at Pride, I'm sure it was very busy.
Very popular. Except for
Yeah.
people didn't really know we were there for a minute. We're like, glittering. And then there, luckily, genius that there were all around the festival. There was only three total, I think, but like you could kind of hit them all in the
Mm-hmm.
San Diego Pride is huge,
Yeah.
huge. It's almost like they shut down the park, it seemed like, or I don't know. I guess Kim Petras is there right now.
Wow.
Right now, in like an hour she's going on, but it's a trek from North County. So, but
Mm.
such a good time, such a good time. I still got glitter on my eyelashes.
Yeah, it's very hard to get rid of glitter.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And people know that going in. They're like, I'm
Yeah,
ready, I'm committed. This is the
yeah.
longest commitment I've ever had. Like a whole week of this. Yeah. So it was good. It was good. And there was this really pretty lady who was a piano player, and she was on a very small stage, but her music was so like elegant, it was just all stripped down. She usually has a whole band. It was just her on the keyboard.
Hmm.
And I followed her on Instagram and she DM'd me today. So this is
Ooh.
good. We love Pride. We love love.
Hmm.
And so this has been a really good weekend. A rough year, but you know.
Yeah.
A lot of places are still celebrating Pride. And even though they took it off of like the grander calendar, pretty much every city around here, except for the one I'm in right now, all the other cities around voted to have the pride flag flown at the city hall. So take that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what I was saying before, you know? If you know a gay person, if you know a queer person, it's really hard to hate someone you love, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that there are like sober options. That's something that I've kind of run into, and it's this thing like that I've kind of dealt with since I mean honestly since high school, but like in in uni as they say, like I've always wanted the experience of like, you know, dressing up and like going out and you know, getting a little slutty and like making out with people on the dance floor. But the problem is, right, like I've never really been a drinker. Like I just, you know, trauma.
Mm,
Yeah, so like but like so much of like that of like college culture and just like parties in general, it's like there's alcohol or there's some other drug, you know.
yeah.
And like you're not obligated to drink, but like then I'm not gonna go and like try to hit on someone who's drunk and I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like it's just hard to connect with people if like you're not on that same wavelength.
Period.
So I've been kind of trying to find like sober events that are like that, you know, like people want to get loose and have a good time, but without the alcohol.
Yeah.
um, uh, I like Googled it and like the one thing that I saw that was like sober party. It's like it's either for people in recovery, which I'm super happy that that exists, but also that's not me, and I feel like I don't want to take up that space, you know?
Mm,
Or it's like, especially around here in the Bay Area, it's like Silicon Valley, tech bros, biohacking, like that kind of crew. And I'm like, that's also not me, you know?
I don't want to take up space.
Yeah. But, you know, maybe the solution is that I need to start hosting some fun, sober dance parties or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dancing is still fun. Dancing
Right?
is still fun. It's almost more fun
Yeah.
because you think you're a great dancer when you're the only one that thinks that. Speaking from experience. Um, I have thought that too many times. I will plug because that's who sponsored the glitter yesterday, the Phoenix app. It's for people that are sober, clean, in recovery, in a program, not in a program, supportive and not in recovery, ally and not in recovery. Anybody who is
Hmm.
willing to show up and just be fine that it's not being served. They
Oh,
have free everything. Free, 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 free. Are you looking at it?
wow. Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to. Is it? It's not fast and
Sorry, it's called
safe.
New Form. It's a space on the New Form app. They just redid the softwares. I don't understand it.
Okay, okay, I see it. The Phoenix.
Hmm.
Rise Your Cover Best Sober Community. I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's rated T for
So
teen.
it is 18 and over, just so everybody knows. A child came up yesterday and was like, I want to get glittered. And I was like, do you have a cell phone to sign up for the Phoenix? And then my volunteer coordinator, he was like, just give her the glitter. She doesn't have to scan the QR code. Just give her the glitter. And that was cool too. There was a lot of kids there and like families and I
Mm-hmm.
think that was also a good place for the family friendly, to
Mm-hmm.
just that it was just a nice place to hang out. So
Mm-hmm.
and not everybody like same deal, like one friend would come over and be like really needing to not be around the drinking and everything, and then her two friends would come along and they are also completely welcome, they're in support,
Yeah.
or they're just looking to also have a little bit of a break, or no one's going to question at the Phoenix. And
Yeah.
like, I don't know if you're into pickleball, but everyone's into pickleball right now.
Everyone's in a pickleball right now.
They supply the paddles, they supply the pickleballs. Everything's
Nice.
free. And that is the end of my plug. It's really cool.
Cool. Yeah, that's great. I love that that exists. Yeah, that's awesome.
And you can host your own events if you're Because if you're
Cool.
feeling like a spicy host, I love that for you. Is yeah, a dance party.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super cool. There was another thing I wanted to ask or say, but I cannot remember what it was. I guess, I mean, I'm curious and I don't know, like feel free to not answer if like it's not, the time. But do you consider or like are you part of the Pride community, the LGBTs?
Yes. And I like we did a check-in about at the meeting about it because people have conflicting feelings about Pride. It's not easy
Mm.
for everyone. It's not always like go go go. I've never like, some people have like faced a lot of discrimination, and for me like I faced a lot of homophobia growing up without knowing that like I was internalizing it
Mm-hmm.
and like battling myself and just never letting that come to light even in my own head.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I was sharing, unfortunately I did a lot of projecting, and I have like mended those relationships with people that like I was friends with, and I didn't know shit. I didn't know
Yeah.
shit, and I didn't know shit about my own self. So now, yeah, and I have come out to my family a couple of times, but it's one of those things where it's like if I'm not mentioning it constantly, it's not a
Mm.
visible identity. I
Mm-hmm.
guess I guess it could be like I don't know. I dress very um like the way I think they expect me to dress. No, it's like there's still some stuff. But it wasn't just my family. It was people at school. 2 years of high school, I was in a small town
Mm-hmm.
and not a coastal town. So,
Mm.
we're talking about tending to cows,
Oh
which
wow.
some cowboys are so down, but like
Yeah.
that's just the nature of like the community that I spent a good amount of time in. And also I like I said, I wasn't even aware that there was such a rich like history, a rich like sense of belonging that like I just wasn't allowing myself. Anyways,
Mm.
it got pretty ugly, and I'm not proud of that, and I'm also unlearning a lot of stuff. But yeah, I have had girlfriends. I'm like I would say pan because I don't I'm so sick of words
Mm.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it just took too long. But everything happens in its own time. Time is fake.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
now is where we are, and
Mm-hmm.
I went to Pride and I didn't feel like, oh, isn't that nice for these people? Like
Yeah.
I was like, this is nice for me, and nobody's like making assumptions, I don't think. So
Yeah.
I just felt I just felt good. It was really good to be able to talk about maybe some of the things that haven't been easy about growing up and being different or whatever, you know. But also, I
Yeah.
think you said earlier too, is like you don't have to get into it either, but I think you said earlier where you said more people have a trans person in their life and they don't know it, which I felt that.
Yep.
I don't know why,
Mm-hmm.
but like yeah, some people are just oblivious or they don't want to see it or whatever is going on in their little heads.
Yeah. I mean, like that sentence can take so many meanings, right? Like there are some people who are just like, the trans person is out, but like stealth and like just doesn't say anything about it. So like people could know them and not know. Or there's people like who meet someone, before they come out and, they'll have crossed like everyone that I've ever talked to, right? Like has been in contact with the trans person, whether they knew it or not. And then unfortunately, there's the third batch of like people who haven't come out because it's not like safe for them, you know? And like the people around them are in community with a trans person and they don't even know.
Mm.
And yeah, like that's a lot to handle. Yeah, I hear you on the like internalized like homophobia stuff. Like that was very similar to where I grew up. Like the place and the time, it was just like there was a couple of brave souls who were like out as gay or bi or whatever the case may be. Some of them, it's just like that's just, they were flamboyant and like people made assumptions and sometimes they were correct. But yeah, like it was I think tolerated, but not like most people, if they were like some flavor of queer, like they didn't really say anything. And like for me, like I've kind of always known, like I have and I haven't, right? Like looking back on it, it's like, oh, that was a very transgender childhood I had there. But at the time, right, it's like, oh, be a boy. I feel I I'll say a lot that like I went through like boy training, where like that's just what it was expected of me. And like the only examples of trans people that I saw were like those in media, and they were really not good. It was like classic like man in a dress jokes,
Hmm.
and you internalize that. And then like I distinctly remember like when I was in the process of like coming out to myself and like exploring my identity, my gender and sexuality and all that, like I was so resistant to like admit or like take on the title of trans, because in my head like that was like the worst thing, like at the bottom of the pile of like the LGBT, like you do not want to be that, right? And looking back, like that makes perfect sense, right? Yeah, but now that I'm on the other side of it, I've learned a lot about how like trans folks have been part of the movement since the beginning, and we have always existed throughout time in various cultures, and we're going to keep on existing. And now it's something that I wear with pride. Like I'm not shy about it, and I'm happy to answer questions for folks in good faith, right? Like if someone's going to be
Hmm.
like a jerk, then I'm not going to give them the time of day. But yeah, like I had a lot of that internalized stuff too, and like it took me longer than I would have liked to come out and start living my life.
Yeah. I was gonna say earlier that like now I recognize that like it was never your responsibility to educate me, but I do remember asking you one question and I just appreciate your answer. I think about it all the time.
Mm.
It was such a simple solution to like I'd been overthinking like just gender and I don't know. It helped me so much. So just thank you still years later. Like yeah, I don't think you know what that ever did for me. But like yeah, it's
I'm
not it's good.
No, I like if you remember the conversation, I'm dying to know because I am not sure.
Oh my gosh. Without like yeah, I had gone on a couple of dates with a trans girl and she had gotten really, really upset. I had offended her and I didn't
Mm.
understand what I had done. I didn't understand. I'm
Uh-huh.
thinking, I like you so much. I like everything about you. I just met you and like I don't even have anything that like I want to say like bad. So like I don't know what I said bad. I didn't know what I said bad.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it was just as simple as this is I had asked her her pronouns and she had said like basically like am I not a woman to you or like something
Mm-hmm.
like that and I think I was thinking I don't want to assume, but in
Mm-hmm.
that question I was assuming that she wasn't what she was presenting and that she but
Mm-hmm.
but I there's a lot of people that go by they and I had messed that up with a friend so really and I came to you and you just said something along those lines of well maybe if somebody wants to like tell you their pronouns right away or well actually what you said was introduce yourself with your own pronouns. Do you remember that? I don't know. But it was just
Yeah.
obviously big old light bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I don't remember giving that advice, but props to past me. That's great advice. Yeah,
Yes.
like I super appreciate that. I have some cis friends who will do that, and I think it just like it makes it less weird. Like if it's just kind of a normal part of meeting new people, like that I think is a benefit in general. Um yeah, and there is nuance to it. Like I've heard from some folks where it's like, oh, like I get put on the spot and like I'm not ready, but like
Hmm.
I think you have to do what you have to do to survive, and I think it's a net benefit to introduce yourself with your pronouns regardless of your gender. Yeah, it's just like it's a sign to me that like you're in the know, right? And you're like
Hmm.
an ally, or. Like you know another trans person at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm glad that I gave good advice and that it stuck with you.
Yeah. And like theme tags with it right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It did. It did because if I hear somebody else doing it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it too. And I probably should have started with that. Thank you for reminding me. And
Yeah.
but like that's you're safe with them, you're safe with me, etc. You know, and it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it says a lot. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
didn't work out with that person, but she also
Mm.
yelled at me about the way that I was talking about chili peppers. I think we had deeper issues. I think
Yeah.
can I tell you?
Oh yes, please do.
I watched a TED Talk. And speaking of like the early days of Netflix, do you remember when TED Talk was like, this is God? I don't know. Like it was just like this
Yeah.
person on the screen is an expert and nothing they say can be wrong. And that's how it came to the conversation on me. But I was like, no, no, no. This TED Talk said that the reason people like eating spicy food is because it convinces the brain that you're dying. And then when you don't die, you're like, the relief, it alters your brain chemistry in that moment. And you go, wow, that
Mm-hmm.
was awesome. I love spicy
Yeah.
food. And it like mimics that near death experience. And she said that was stupid. And I just was like,
Rude.
maybe it's wrong, but stupid is like, I don't think so. I
That's
think
so harsh.
yes. So, you know, I think I think it was the pink hair that I fell for.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, deeper issues there. Deeper
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah.
And you know, I think about the relationships that haven't worked out, and it's always not always. Okay, I'm gonna say always. Fuck it. It's like the red flag that at least I should have been able to see is like fighting over something really, really dumb.
Mm.
Because that's when it's like, this is talking. We're not even
Yeah.
really disagreeing at this point. We're just arguing. We're just going for the throat.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know. It's like, you know, it's like that should be as obvious to me as being rude to the waiter at this point.
Yeah.
I'm taking a break. I need to readjust, recalibrate whatever's going on here because I've been making some choices. I just walked
Yeah.
away from a 4-year engagement.
Wow.
It's been
Like
a while, but
marriage engagement?
yes.
Whoa.
Mm. And you know, at this point, I'm like, there was something I saw. There was something that I was in love, but
Right.
it was also we were both not good to each other. So, you
Mm.
know, and it's like admit like getting to that point within myself of like I'm not the victim, like it was co-created, maybe
Mm-hmm.
one more than the other. Um
Yeah.
just trying to get to a healthy place about that. Like I said, there were some telltale signs that weren't
Mm-hmm.
always like the big because I miss those big ones, but
Mm-hmm.
they're just too big. I can't see them. It's like a
Yeah.
fish in water to me. But you know, where it's like we are getting into it over this all the time. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, and that's on toxic relationships,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's and friends have tried to tell me all the time, be a good friend. You know, your
Mm.
friends will last longer. I'm like, no, this is forever, baby. Like, no, 2 months in.
Yeah.
No, friends will last longer by their nature. You
Hmm.
could have a friend breakup. It's been known to happen, but
Yeah.
your friends are never gonna be like, I've suddenly decided to be someone else's friend and it's over. You know, like
Yeah.
you can have friends. Anyway, but what I was getting to with that is that um I was the kids are all right type deal. I was like trying to warn them of the dangers of, you know, centering men in their lives. And they were like, we know this. And
Yeah.
they're not they're young and they were like, yeah, because if you're 20 and you're in a relationship with a guy, you won't have time to travel, blah 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 blah. Which also
Mm.
this is all heteronormative. Like we
Yeah.
just the point is that romantic relationships are not for your whole life always going to be so much better than your friendships. They
Mm-hmm.
already have a friend who hasn't talked to them in months because she's got a little boyfriend and now she doesn't want to be around her friends. And I'm like, ah, you know, But I don't know, they're
Yeah.
just so much smarter than I was.
You paved the way for them. You
Yeah.
did dumb shit so they could do less dumb shit.
So yeah, I definitely crawled. I crawled so they could find us. And that's what's so
Uh,
cool is being able to laugh at yourself. Like, yeah, I did some dumb shit. Like,
yeah.
that's like the healthiest thing. Being able to talk to someone supportive and being able to laugh at yourself. Adulting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
well.
um, do you want to land this plane?
Yeah, I
Is
think that
there
would be good.
anything, yeah, is there anything that you want to shout out your handles or your, um, like for your social media handles or your music or, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, totally. So you can find me on the internet at Triss Tunes, TRISSTUNES, on the YouTube, the TikTok. I got locked out of Twitter because when Elon took over, he fired all the people doing like the two-factor authentication, and I like logged out, so I can't log back in anymore because it just doesn't exist.
I'm sorry.
You can follow me there, but I can't tweet anything or
Yeah.
post on X or whatever it's called now. But Instagram, yeah. So follow me there. I post things like this conversation, and I also post music and arts and stuff.
Yeah.
Come say hi. I like
Come say
talking
hi.
to people.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, B. It is so good to see you. And
Likewise.
yes, 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 yes. Okay. Have a great rest of your cold day. Okay. Thank you again for being on and having this conversation. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.